Well, hello, and welcome back to another podcast episode with Brittany Bundles. You are listening to the Brittany Bundles podcast, where we empower people through entrepreneurship. And today's topic is going to be from hustling to alignment. We're going to be talking about building a business that actually feels good. During this episode, what my goal is to help transition from burnout and constantly doing to building a hair or beauty business that aligns with your purpose, your peace, and your long term vision. On this podcast, I talk a lot about the behaviors, the action steps, and the mindset that goes into being a successful business owner. And so, what I'm going to cover today is hustle culture versus purpose driven work. I'm going to go over redefining success for yourself and what that looks like. I'm also going to go over what alignment in business looks like and some practical steps to help get us there. But before I get started with this episode, I am going to ask that you all share the podcast. You can share it on social media, you can share it via text message, and you can also share while you're riding with a family member or a friend. Sharing this podcast doesn't just help this podcast grow, but it also helps bring exposure and awareness to entrepreneurs that have been on this platform, promoting their business and sharing their tools and resources with us. And we greatly appreciate that. So, anything that you can do to help spread awareness, I want this to be a safe space for entrepreneurs just like us. I want us to be able to collectively help each other grow. And so, sharing is a way that we can get started doing that. I'll go ahead and give you all a moment to share, and we'll be back to get started in just a moment. Okay, and we are back. We're about to get started. So, again, we're talking about from hustling to actually building a business that feels good. Okay, the first thing that we're going to go over is hustle culture versus purpose driven work. So, hustle culture is like constantly on the go, constantly moving, really not taking into consideration what you enjoy doing, what you don't enjoy doing, really not listening to your body when you're tired or when you're feeling tapped out. You're just always on go mode. And sometimes that can happen, I would say naturally, when you're feeling the pressure to do everything when you're first starting out with your business, and how you may feel like, wow, if I don't get this done today, it won't get done. I've been there, especially when I first started my hair business. There would be nights that I would not sleep. I just had so many ideas and so much on my mind, so much that I wanted to get done that I neglected sleep. I would just run off fumes, coffee, and hope. And eventually I learned that I wasn't the best for myself, nor my business, or my customers when I didn't get any rest, when I was constantly hustling. And I had to ask myself, do I really enjoy what I'm doing? Because if I do, I'm missing a lot of important lessons along my journey because I'm not even slowing down to learn them. I'm just constantly going. I'm not really giving myself the opportunity to take in anything. I'm not giving myself the opportunity to really build relationships with people. I'm not giving myself the opportunity to really learn more about the industry because I'm always going. And so when you're always going, a lot of times we miss crucial parts and points that are needed to make us successful during this journey. And so stopping, slowing down, and realigning why you're doing this. What is your why for your business? Go back to the reason that you wanted to start this business initially and figure out how you can be more intentional behind being purposeful, versus constantly on the go. Hustle culture can damage our confidence, it can damage our creativity, and it can damage our health. It can damage our confidence because a lot of times when we're hustling, we're so busy trying to reach this goal that we sometimes have tunnel vision, and the only thing we can see is that goal and everyone else that has achieved that goal or is surpassed the goal, so we think. And so sometimes we get into this comparison. It can also hurt our confidence because we're not really learning, like I mentioned, the lessons needed to be successful. And so when we're in conversation with other clients or customers, we may find that we don't know as much as we should about the industry nor the products that we're selling. And so it's really important to go back, like I said before, and kind of slow down and figure out a routine that's going to help you continue to build into your business. It can also help damage your creativity because you don't really have the time to sit and think because you're always moving. You're always on to the next idea, you're always on to the next topic. Have you ever been around someone where all they could talk about is one thing? I mean, you would want to maybe eat, have dinner, maybe just relax, and all they could think about is one thing. And you see all these other things happening around them. Maybe children are playing, maybe there's good food on the grill, maybe There's someone that just graduated. We're at a graduation party and everyone's celebrating them, but the only thing this person can think about is this certain topic. It's similar to that. They're missing out on all of the other things that are happening around them, all the other lessons, all the other opportunities to build relationships, all the other tools that may be around them. Maybe there's people around them that are looking to collaborate. Maybe there's people that have different ideas that can really help their business grow, but they're missing out on all of this because they're just focused on one thing. Also, being hustle driven can also impact our health. I mentioned a moment ago how I wouldn't sleep. I was just constantly on the go, constantly on the move, neglecting how I felt because I was so busy moving, working, hustling, wanting to get to the next milestone that I neglected my sleep. I wasn't eating like I should. I was constantly absorbed with this business. And so there's nothing wrong with working your business and being involved in your business and being concerned with your business, but there is something wrong when that becomes the only thing that you can see and you are losing out on sleep, food, and different family and relational aspects of your life because you're just focused on one thing. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is redefining success for yourself. For the longest, we have been told what success is. Success means this, and maybe not directly told, but sometimes even indirectly on social media, where we're told that what success is if you have a bunch of orders in the back of your trunk and you can take a picture and post it, or success is if you post a sale and you get over 5,000 likes, or success is if you make a video, YouTube, TikTok, any one of those videos, and you get thousands of views, or it may even go viral. That's success. Now, all of those are wins, but that doesn't have to define what success looks like for you. So, what is success? Why did you start this hair business? Going back to the why for you. I started my hair business because I wanted freedom. I wanted the ability to not have to clock into a job if I didn't want to. I hated having to go to the job that I was working at. Not saying that every job, is like that, but the job that I was at, particularly in that season of my life, I didn't like it. And I wanted to be able to spend more time with my children. And so I put together an idea, a plan involving something I was passionate about, hair, something that I use frequently, hair, and also what I wanted to do. What problem was I solving? I wanted to solve the problem of the stress along with finding good quality hair extensions. At the time that I started my hair business, there weren't a lot of virgin hair accessibility in my local hometown. A lot of hair stores didn't offer virgin hair at that time. The closest you could get to virgin hair would be like Bobby Boss. And so I wanted to be able to provide that because I also enjoyed wearing virgin hair. And I knew that sometimes it wasn't as easy to get a hold of it. And if you did get a hold of it, it didn't mean that it was going to be good quality. And then I wanted to help other people be able to find the financial freedom to do the same thing that I'm doing. If you don't want to work, I want to be able to show you how I'm able to not have to clock into a 9 to 5. And so I created my drop shipping program. And with drop shipping, I really enjoy it because even to this day, drop shipping initial standard plan has been the same price. It's been $50 to get started with drop shipping. And I do that because I want everyone to be able to have an opportunity to make money and to grow their business. And once you get started with drop shipping, the goal is to transition to buying in bulk because that's where you get the bigger profit. That's where you have more control of your inventory. And I made an ebook, Dropshipping Now, Wholesale Later, and it's an ebook for business owners looking to upskill their hair business. So if you are listening to this podcast, I'm actually going to do a discount code on my Patreon. My Patreon is under Brittany Bundles. Go to patreon.com and type in Brittany Bundles, and you'll be able to see an exclusive discount code for all of you that listen to the podcast. And I'm going to do half off. So it's $25 for the basic membership if you do want to get started with the dropshipping membership. But again, redefining success for yourself. The success look like how much income you're receiving, the freedom, how much peace you're receiving, or the impact that you're allowing other people to experience, your quality customer service, the information and insight that you're providing, the quality of your products, Maybe you're offering different service options, like I mentioned, drop shipping, or you're doing different classes, or you're writing ebooks, whatever you're doing to produce value. What does that look like for you? What is success? Redefine success into your own terms, because that makes it easier to get up and show up every day. Your success may not look like my success. Your success may not look like your neighbor's success, but just making sure that you're doing something that aligns with what you consider success to be. Also, letting go of comparison. Like I just mentioned, you may not look like what another business looks like. Your neighbor may have a completely different motivating factor than you have. Let go of it. Let go of comparing what you think others are doing or how successful you think others are, because a lot of times I've done consultations. I'm also a Shopify partner, and I'm saying that because I've logged into different people's accounts, doing consultations, doing mentoring, assisting with their website and creating prices and things like that for their products. And I've noticed that some people, they have lots of views on Instagram. You would think they're making tons of orders, but they literally had no orders. And it's not a jab to them. It's just letting you know that sometimes social media is smoke and mirrors. Sometimes we let what we perceive actually become our reality. Just because you perceive someone living this way doesn't mean they actually are. Just because you perceive someone to be successful doesn't mean they're successful in your definition of success. And so we always have to tunnel back and go back inside of what we're looking to do and focus more on what we're doing and what our success looks like, because that's the only business that we have full transparency on. This is the only business that we have control of, is our own. So me watching someone else and comparing and, getting down about that does no good for me. It doesn't help me grow. Now, looking at someone and being able to learn from them, that's what helps me grow. Looking at someone and seeing, okay, these are the tools that they're using. That's what helps me grow. This is the strategy that they're providing. That's what helps me grow, but not sitting here and trying to compare who's more successful, or who has more support, or who's making more sales today. That we don't want to do that, because that is so damaging to our will to want to keep going. And again, it's not even a full transparent comparison, because you really don't know how anyone else is doing. Okay. And then also know what season you're in and build accordingly. There are different seasons and different steps to becoming a successful business owner. This may be your season of getting acquainted with building relationships. Maybe you're working on overcoming your fear of meeting new people. Maybe you're working on your fear of posting your face on social media. You may be working on your fear of sharing with your family and friends what you're offering, because you may have been so scared or nervous to do that in the future. You may have even felt ashamed of your business idea if it didn't align with what others thought you should be doing. And so everyone's working on something different, but figure out what season you're in. What are you focused on this season? What do you want to learn from your business? What do you want your business to teach you? Okay. The next thing that I want to go over is what alignment looks like in business. So some ways that you can tell that you're aligned is by attracting customers that actually respect your prices and the process. Again, it goes back to building relationships. Once you're able to build relationships with people and they feel like you actually care about what they want, they feel like you actually have their best interest, it's easier to attract those type of customers to you. Type of customers with positive attitudes, the type of customers that are willing to pay your prices, the type of customers that are not just price driven, but also value driven. Okay. Also, creating offers and content and goals that match your energy and values. So, creating content not like anyone else's, but content that aligns with what you like doing. Even my podcast now, I like being able to focus on behaviors. I'm not just a strictly numbers person. I like to be able to show and teach people how the behaviors, how consistently showing up for your business, how working with integrity, how building and strengthening relationships really helps your business thrive and grow. I'm doing something that aligns with my values. So I'm still in the hair industry. I'm still talking to people about building their hair business, helping them build their hair business, right? But I'm also doing something that aligns with my passion, which is being able to analyze behaviors. I'm actually in school for psychology, and I really enjoy that. And so find something with your business that connects to your passion. What do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy helping people? Well, how can you bring that to your business? Okay. And then also, when you feel peace, purpose, and profit working together, that's a sense of alignment too. So you're no longer in this hustle go, 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 go mentality, you're still working, but you feel peaceful. You feel like you're doing something on purpose. You're not just getting up and winging it every day and just moving because you need to move, but you're actually being purposeful, intentional with what you're doing, creating plans, sticking to schedules, being able to clearly identify what you have planned for this week and where you're looking to go within the next year. You'll be surprised how many people I talk to and I ask, hey, what's your goal? What do you project for your business for the next year? What are you hoping to obtain for your business for the next year? And a lot of people are like, I don't know. I just want more sales. I just want more website traffic. But there's not really a specific goal or specific goals of where they want their business to be. And then also profit working together. I started making the most money when I started tapping into what I really enjoyed. So it wasn't just selling hair that I enjoyed, but it was actually building relationships and helping others become financially independent, teaching others how to make money on the go. That's my passion. And that became one of the fuelers behind why I was able to get up and constantly show up for my business. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is I want to go over some practical steps to actually get us there, okay? So, number one, let's set some boundaries with our business. And that looks like maybe not taking calls after hours. Even on my website at BadChickHair.com, I have a reply if someone reaches out after hours via email or via the chat. I let them know that I'll contact them back within 24 to 48 hours. I'm setting boundaries. I'm not answering calls at the dinner table. I'm not giving my baby a bath and then answering a call or responding back to an email. And so this whole hustle culture where you never have a break, let's normalize taking care of ourselves and actually setting boundaries in our business. Also, it could also look like rewriting your business vision statement. So, what do you want for your business? What do you see for your business in the next year? In the next 5 years? What does your business look like in the next 5 years? How many people do you want to impact? And when we're looking at how our business looks, how much income are you looking at creating? How many relationships are you looking at building? And we can look at relationships by going with our customers. Even if you're using Shopify, it lets you know how many customers you have, right? How many people are making orders. So I'm looking to build this X amount of relationships with these people. I'm looking at connecting with each and every one of them. Maybe I'm going to send out a thank you email and let them know that I really appreciate their business and see if there's anything else I can help with. But finding ways to rewrite your business vision, what you have for it, what visions you have for your business, what goals you have for your business, what expectations you have for your business. And then offering services and products that align with your skills, not just trends. So it's not necessarily always trending or popular to talk about the action steps and the behaviors that go into being successful. It's way more trending to just show you how much sales someone's making or to just flash money on social media. That's trending. Or to talk about drama, right? But that doesn't align with my values. So going back to figuring out what aligns with your values and what type of services can you offer that aligns with your skills. If you have great skills in communication, well, go ahead and think about maybe creating a masterclass. It can be online even. If you're great with writing, look at ebooks, look at different blogs, finding different things that you can add to your business that highlight the skills and the tools that you have and that you enjoy using. Okay. And then taking breaks to reconnect with your why. We don't always have to be on go mode because when we're on go mode, we miss a lot of opportunities. We miss a lot of connections. We miss a lot of resources. So slowing down to actually learn and enjoy our journey is very beneficial as well. So in closing, you're allowed to build differently. You don't have to hustle your way into success. You can align your way there. So I really hope that this podcast episode helped. If you'd like to be a guest on the Brittany Bundles podcast, please send me an email. My email is the letter B and then talks, TALKS at yahoo.com. Again, B as in Brittany, TALKS at yahoo.com. Also, please follow me on Spotify, the Brittany Bundles podcast. Please follow on Facebook, Brittany Bundles, Instagram, it's Brittany Bundles _podcast. And then of course here on YouTube at Brittany Bundles. So be sure to do that. I do want to thank you all for tuning in, and I will talk to you all in the next podcast episode.